Good evening, YouTube, and He welcomes you back to the People's Rebellion. Put on that yellow turban, folks, and get ready. I've got some more pre-release gameplay from Total War 3 Kingdoms. And this time, I'm coming to you all the way from the summer of 2010. Not quite. 210. That's right, 210. Just a hair difference there. And this is 100 turns into the campaign. What does 100 turns look like for me? Well, it could look a lot bigger. But there's been lots of interesting stuff going on. The way that wars can go on and off so quickly has really changed what I thought would otherwise just be a big-time face roll as I start to expand. But the AI would vassalize, or they would confederate, or form a coalition. And now I even have a Duchy of Wu and a Duchy of Song. Yeah, so the politics have played in a lot in the sense that it still hasn't turned into a steamroller 100 turns in, and in fact, I just won a decisive victory at the Qin farmland against the Duchy of Wu, Duchy of Song, but we still have a lot of enemies on our border. Look at this up here. We've got Liu Bei amassing forces in my north, and then the Duchy of Song, yet another force to my north, so we have a lot of their troops to push back. Now, fortunately for me, though, I have absolutely absurd replenishment because I'm the Yellow Turbans and choke on it. No, I seriously enjoy the absurd replenishment. It's probably one of my favorite things about Yellow Turbans. Let me show you all a quick overhead here. This is the diplomatic status, so you can see my wars. Down here, the Duchy of Wu is a little ways away. They have attacked me once, but they've been pushed back now. And now the Duchy of Song has taken significant losses. I need to remind myself of the political affiliations real quick, because I have a plan. After having defeated the Duchy of Wu and the Duchy of Song so terribly, I will see whether they're willing to take peace. There's no guarantee of that, but first let's get Bitai here, who has a character point that we can assign. I've noticed in battles that I still don't have loose formation, and it may just be because I don't have the right character type here, and I also don't have flaming arrows unlocked, and I would really like to have both of those. So let's just take a look here. So here's the fire arrows. I can unlock that one now. That is going to be quite useful, actually. This one enables guerrilla deployment. Now that's actually pretty handy too. Pretty handy indeed. Industrial. And some of these units just may not be able to unlock the loose formation for archers. I don't see it right off the top of my head, but having fire arrows would actually be super helpful. He does have crossbows in his retinue, and we can shoot down towers and stuff with that very quickly. We very much need that ability in the army. Win Ta here also. Yeah, Win Ta also has a point. I was sitting there wondering for a minute whether I'd put that point onto... Oh boy, that would have been embarrassing. I was wondering if I had put that point into the wrong unit. But no. Let's see, local leaders. Where's my third?
The way is the only law. Prepare my chambers. My lord?
Let's see. Musician, healer.
You grant me a kindness in calling, my lord.
Winta.
My lord. How can I
serve?
My lord.
And
I
Shiru.
answer your request.
It says local leaders. Maybe it's because he's garrisoned. But he is leading my army. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check that out. I was a little bit confused real quick by that. Hadn't quite seen that before. So Winta here has a cavalry retinue with a couple of spears. So let's see if there's anything that supports that well. 10 armor piercing damage, melee damage, replenishment, that would not hurt. This one gives a passive buff. I do believe this one's gonna pay the most benefits for me for now. Let's go with fanaticism. He has a lot of high charge assault units. And then this general here. Let's take a look. This one enables night battles.
This is proof of our righteousness.
Just looking at my different options here. So fire arrows are enabled with this retinue. This is good. Extra replenishment would certainly help. And it gives extra armor piercing damage, which is also not going to be a bad thing here. Not engaged, heal every 1 second. Let's go ahead and assign that skill point. It says I still have a character skill. Oh, because I had 2 there, I believe. Enables flaming shot on retinue. I think that's for artillery, though. Enables unbreakable. Enlightenment. Strength of the land, charge resistance and armor. Speed. This is a good active buff here. A commanding shout. Let's give him that. Could help with his spearman, or if he gets near other units. Our commanderies need a little bit of work here. We've got a little bit of money in the coffers. We've just retaken Chen, and we can see our farmland here is in good shape. Chen, the only thing that we can do is upgrade the city, but we don't need to do that at the moment. Luxiang, or Luxiang, however you say that. I'm still going to be getting this all kinds of wrong, so be patient with me. I'm sure I'm not the only one playing this game who's going to be getting that wrong. And I'm going to increase the garrison. I've been increasing garrisons in all my cities to make them very, very difficult for an enemy to assail, because if we do get overrun, I want to have a significant garrison other than just this little peasanty crap, because the AI has honestly not come with any impressive builds yet. We have to give up little battles like this, but my cities have gotten to be where they would be quite impenetrable to anything other than a very large, very dedicated siege force, but that gives me time to react with my army. I need to go check the diplomacy. Like I said, after scoring those victories here. So Gongdu wants me to join a war against Liu Shang, and we're going to accept that because it's a lot of money. Or actually I can't, because I've recently negotiated peace. I misclicked. I remember this was a few turns ago. I gave peace to one of his enemies that I shouldn't, and he wants me to go back to fight with them, but if I do, it's going to hurt my reliability, and I already have enough wars because I'm a yellow turban. I don't need to ruin my reputation and gain even more wars because no one trusts me. Alright, I do want to check that actually. Settlement lost. Should be the one that was up to our north and east there. Yep. Yeah, that's understandable. I had to pull both my armies down here to defeat a large army from the Duchy of Song.
This will be short.
Now, here's what I need to remind myself. He does not have allies. The Duchy of Song is not allied. I would like to have peace with the Duchy of Song because I really want to focus on Liu Bei. Liu Bei is the one that I want to focus on. I mean, I'll take either or. So I'm going to offer both peace here and see who's smart enough to potentially take it without bankrupting me. And let's go Duchy of Song. I guess that the Duchy of Song currently negotiate. Oh, hang on, hang on. Alright, we're gonna get to negotiate. Oh, wow. No treaties. Worth a vassal's master. You cannot propose that. Okay. So they have a master, and it's probably Liu Bei. But I missed that. I have noticed, and it's honestly a bit annoying. Like, I'll click on the Duchy of Song here. Prime Minister of the Han Empire. It shows them, but there's nothing here that tells whose vassal they are that I can see. Vassal of the Duchy of Wu, Duchy of Wu, Duchy of Wu, Duchy of Wu. Okay, I think this is where they're attempting to show it. So the Duchy of Wu owns all of these characters folding up to them. Ah, so it's the Duchy of Wu that controls all these, including Liu Bei. So never mind, there won't be any peace. I see it now. I missed this before. But you can see the little guy folding up here. So really it's the Duchy of Wu that needs to be dealt with. But that's just going to end up giving all these people peace, and I'm not ready to give them all peace at this point. Not ready to do that. Let's take Let's take Hei. and move back in here. There was a city that I had taken, and I believe that we... Oh, wow, yeah, it's well defended. This is good, though. We could find ourselves the victor of another large battle. I'm going to chase down these troops that escaped and see if we can catch them. We probably can't. They're going to flee. And I can't quite catch them. That's just ever so annoying. Let's look at our reforms. I've been focusing on reforms that'll let me open up more buildings, so that I'll be able to build any buildings possible, but I've done quite a bit of that for a while, and so I've actually kind of just gone back and started focusing on some of these first research that I haven't finished. I'm just going to go ahead and finish them up because it doesn't take as many turns. That'll help me get more research done. May not be as big as like doing later research, but should still be helpful. I don't want to upgrade the cities right now, but I will consider upgrading these structures here to upgrade my income from commerce. So let's see if we can get some more decisive battles. I think we need to keep winning these battles, keep bleeding out the enemy. We may get attacked outside that city, and if so, that's fine. I'm actually happy to fight that. Give us another chance to destroy an army. We kind of stumbled into that one because I didn't scout ahead well. But they did not come out and attack me. They must be terrified. The Duchy of Wu is commanding the Duchy of Song to join even more wars. He-Man and Heir strengthen their relationship. Both masters of the universe, no doubt. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and siege. I've got plenty of forces. They won't give up. I gave them a chance. I'm going to continue the siege here. See if we can force the Duchy of Song into battle. The Duchy of Song. Yeah, they've just run across a river here and are force marching to stay in front of me. This is pretty irritating. But the AI gets away with this frequently, so really the better thing for me to do, I think, is to force march north. And get north as quick as I can and see if we can get a decisive engagement with the large forces that we saw in the north. This is going to leave my south somewhat unprotected, but we're just outnumbered here. That's all there is to it. We're outnumbered, and until we can fight enough to get ourselves in a better position, that's just simply the way it's going to be. Is that Kong wrong? I believe it is. Maybe not him personally, but it's an army of his that I wish to defeat. Replace my dead general. Looks like one of the generals from my minor army. It looks like he was the combination of like the red and the yellow. Is that a thing here? Hang on, let me see what he was. Can you please show me what he was so I know what I'm replacing? Looks like he was a... Wow, it like won't... I can't tell. Really irritating. Actually, that it won't. It needs to have a thing that pops up and tells you who you're replacing. It just says replace your dead general. That's not particularly useful. Quit now, you could lose units. Cancel. Well, yeah. I know he's here. I don't remember exactly what army type he was, and that's what frustrates me. It should have a screen here that points that out to me, like, oh, you're replacing this now. So I don't know exactly what retinue type he is, but I have all these kind of these purplish colored units. So we'll get a retinue commander that fits that. And it would be better if I have someone who doesn't absolutely hate us. So we'll go with Jing. So let's get him in here. Liu Biao and Cao Cao. Cao Cao, I know, I call him Cao Cao just for fun. Yeah, so our general was old, so he just died of old age there. It's unfortunate because he was obviously better than this tier 1 that we're going to stick in here. But he won't be tier 1 forever. We'll have to just teach him. Going to march towards the city. The forces of Conrong should suffer some pretty significant attrition, or loss of supplies at least. Let's end us a turn once we check. Yeah. Pinching here is going to be kind of a good fortification. So I want to increase the garrison. Alright, there's a lot of troops to the north of me, so this is probably a bit suicidal, but Kong Rong has tried to send a force around me and of course go for my farms. Such an AI move. So I'm going to force march towards the farm, cut him off, make him think about it, whereas these forces will be stuck in the north, sieging a city which can last for another 6 turns. What leaves me in a tough position is needing to finish this siege quickly. I have a sapping point. It still says we're going to be defeated. Looks like they may be beginning to take some casualties, though. Let's continue the siege. Construction turns left till all items are constructed. Bastion barricades. If I break the siege and run off, that army's going to come after me, so we're going to have to continue the siege for now, and we're going to have to make do by just hoping our own city can hold out for long enough. It has a pretty sizable garrison force, one which we should be able to use to badly sap the strength of our enemies. And it's just telling us that we have a settlement besieged. Quite aware of that. It's hard to miss. We've only got one more bit of research back here in these early reforms. Let's take care of it, end a turn, and see where we end up at. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Enemy armies are splitting up and moving into my territory, and they're leaving one to siege. It's actually the right move for them to make. But there's no soft targets in that direction where they're moving. This is again just a faction looking to get peace from me and make it easier on my ally, which I'm not keen to do right now. Yeah, we lost a tunnel. That happens to me every time I build tunnels during sieging. So that's nothing new. It's now predicting a Pyrrhic victory. I'm going to continue this siege just a bit longer.
Thrust forwards!
Just a bit longer. This is a large city over here. The AI is not going to have an easy time taking it. Kong Rong turned his butt and ran, or he set up an ambush. One of the two. And if it's an ambush, then we'll soon find it. I could move back now to threaten the city here.
Ever onwards to the grand design.
Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to move back to threaten them here at the city. I'm going to starve them for one more turn. Yeah, see, that got their attention. They've all pulled back in to siege the city. That's fine. It's wasting their time. I could fight this and probably kill quite a few of them, but we've already lost some forces. And there's so many reinforcements here, let's not kid ourselves. There's really not any feasible way we're going to win this battle. I mean, we're outnumbered almost 5 to 1, or 4 to 1 roughly. So we'll delegate it. They're going to feel big and proud of themselves. But once I get He free of his siege, we can move to face these enemies, and He has the infantry necessary to hold back a lot of enemies. Not to mention his skill in battle.
Have courage.
Still predicting a Pyrrhic victory. I'm gonna go ahead and delegate this. I'll probably take way more losses than I should.
Heaven guided our way.
But I can replenish losses quite quickly with He.
We must show them the way.
Alright, garrison games. Following the town capture, you're asked what should be done with the imprisoned men of the town's former garrison. We're going to persuade them to join us. seems like something that Heir would do. Yeah, I actually can't even get back into my own territory at this point, so I was hoping to get back into my own territory because my replenishment would speed.
For China.
Yeah, the enemy's garrisoned there.
Absolutely not.
I don't really want to fight these enemy armies, so I'm going to kind of shadow them like this and let them kind of plunge into my territory, and we'll be kind of strategically picking the spot at which we wish to fight. And that'll be that for now. I do have a character who's leveled up. It's He-Man. You know, him being the master of the universe and all. Unlocks replenish supplies. Enables scare. That sounds pretty nice. Not worried about range damage with his retinue. Let's do this vengeance. Enables him to scare enemies.
This bloodshed is pointless.
He's now offering me a worse deal because they've won a battle and they feel like they're in a stronger position, which I suppose they are. At least for the moment. Yeah, AI move here. Gonna go for the soft targets. Again, let them plunge in. They'll burn off a few of their troops. Minor replenishing. We're gonna be doing kind of a scorched earth type thing here, where they're doing the scorching, and I'm just falling back as necessary. Alright, this large city would take them quite some time to siege. Again, let's be patient.
May wisdom flow.
We'll fall to here. If this army wants to fight me, that'd probably be okay. They would just get this smaller force as reinforcements, which we could probably handle.
Embrace impulse.
So I'll kind of leave that there as bait. I've got a little bit of time before I can properly replenish Heir's army. So I'm going to fall back and give his army a chance to replenish. See, we're one turn while they're convalescing. Just kind of keep these reforms going. Oh, I thought I hit research. End another turn. I'm just saving a bit of money here in case we go negative from some of the territory loss, but as they plunge in, we're going to push back, and we're going to push back hard. And as soon as we pick off one of their armies, our numbers will be solidified and we'll push back even harder. The advantage that we have is the replenishment. AI is not in a position to get more supplies or to replenish. We've got to make them pay for that. Peace treaty with the Bandit Queen. Okay. He-Man. Alright, our units convalesced. Most of our units have replenished entirely.
Not possible.
Enemy troops here are mostly just trashy spearmen. I mean, they're spear guards. They're not like trash, but they're not great.
Remain upright.
This guy is gonna find himself in a bit of a hurt here.
Promote calmness.
He's surrounded on both sides. He can probably flee though rather than fight, so I'm gonna push my numbers together here.
One root. With heaven.
Neither one of my forces can quite attack on this turn, but we have him surrounded. He's really can only kind of move through, though they do have some forces to the north, none of which are within striking distance, so this should be interesting. The way they're moving their troops here, it's going to depend. If we can catch that army, I do think he's stuck. If we can catch that army and destroy it,
Your weapons will be valuable in this fight.
I don't think we can take this yet. As much as I want the money, I think it's going to impact our... I want to help him, but it's going to impact my trustworthiness, and I can't afford to make the people around me hate me even more. Let's see if we can get this battle here. Yeah, he's stuck. This guy is stuck. So this is what I'm talking about. Have to be patient. This is where we're going to gain the momentum. Yu Fan is going to get trapped. And he's going to get annihilated while we take almost no losses.
Marching. Only faith purges sickness.
So there's no escape now for his troops. Let's fight this battle. I think I can just record this and then I'll edit it. And it'll kind of leave people on a cliffhanger to actually want to come back. Okay, we're ready to deploy against Yu Fan. And I'm gonna get my Yuxia. These units can they can forward deploy or vanguard deploy, but that's not what I want. I'm gonna put the crossbows out front to give them some cover. Then on the flanks of the Yuxia, I'm gonna put my yellow turban warriors and yellow sky heralds, better flanking units. The Yuxia, however, good mainline units. I'm gonna put my reclaimers on the far flank, in case they need to deal with cavalry. I'm gonna take my white wave horsemen on my left, yellow turban horsemen on my right. And then my leadership's gonna haul in right behind my crossbows. We will get reinforcements, but I'm gonna go ahead and push. Actually, let's take position right here. AI is pushing forward as well. They have a significant number of ranged units. Ours are better quality. They just have numbers here. This is actually going to kind of allow them to be fighting from the woods, so we're going to fall back a bit. They're going to keep pushing us because of the numbers advantage that we're gaining. I'm going to decline. I do not want this right now. Alright, the AI is up on me with their skirmishers. Let's return fire. I'm going to focus fire one unit of archers at a time. And then take that opportunity to separately kind of group those crossbows. And then I want to take all this infantry here. Hard group them. And let's push forward. We got cavalry inbound. My cavalry is too far off, so let's take our leadership. Crash here into these lancers. Yeah, those lancers took a lot of damage there at the last second, but I let them get too close to me. Let's give our infantry attack orders here. I'm gonna group out our cavalry over here. Get back over here, lancers. Crossbows are still intact despite the initial bad control by me. Got some Yuxia there. Group our leaders back up. Engage on their sentinel, and cavalry can push forward. Oh yeah, I got a good maneuver going right here. Let's take these reclaimers to chase that cavalry, and then bring our infantry forward. Bring the reclaimers. Now my crossbows would be able to probably handle those archers to a decent extent, but let's kind of cease fire, fall back. Alright, an enemy general is down. Let's get all these units here and get them coming in. Alright. Reclaimers outflank. Let's get these Yuxia here. Outflank this unit while our yellow sky heralds Alright, as you can see, the infantry of Heirofcarthage is significant.
Cavalrymen! To attention! Cavalry! To
Alright, let's
attention!
push back here with our cavalry. We've broken their skirmish units.
Ready!
There's not much that they have left, other than a couple generals, honestly, that's keeping their morale alive. So let's just go break their infantry, so their generals are literally all they have left.
I dearly hope your blade is sharper than your wit.
Get our White Wave Lancers back here.
Make ready.
Okay, their infantry is utterly crushed. Let's see if we can wipe out their strategists with some crossbow volleys real quick. Guess fire if you want. That's what I told you to do. Yeah, not really getting any hits there. Alright, crossbows, you can cease. I bet we can't duel a strategist, unfortunately. But they're immobilized. Well, I say they're immobilized. We're literally just pushing them with 3 of our cavalry. The attacks are a little bit weird here while a unit's moving, kind of like on Warhammer. Like the charge seems strong, but then a unit that's moving, it's like you just don't get a proper attack from behind on it very often. So let's see if we can use our cavalry to just pin down. If we can just get this guy stuck. It's our best bet. Put enough cavalry in and he won't have the mass to force his way out. Infantry's a different story. There we go. See, when they get stuck and get hit, they drop fast. Alright, so there is the first decisive victory we need to start turning the tide against the Duchy of Wu and her allies. So that's one army defeated. Now the numbers game starts to play into Heirofcarthage's favor, as he can replenish and recruit quickly. Military supplies are our ally here, whereas that's not the case with our enemy. We can execute their leaders, who level 4 leaders. It's not fun to lose. Not the end of the world, but not fun to lose. And now we can focus our troops on yet another enemy army, and that's what I will leave for the next episode. So you can see here, Kung Sun Ren. Ooh, yeah, he's exposed here too. My secondary army would be ready to face him. They have repeating crossbows, G militia. My second army goes to face him, though it could get caught out here. I'm going to keep my 2 armies near to each other. And again, we're going to use our numbers, and you all need to come back for another round. And it looks ugly for me, right? Because there's so many enemy armies here, but that right there just killed a significant number of enemy troops. These 2 guys now have to be careful because the combined forces, I'm replenishing very, very quickly. They're just over here losing supplies. There's a large city here with a huge garrison they can't easily take. This city over here is damaged, so it won't be much of a hindrance. But again, these cities in their way will slow the AI's advance and help funnel them into me, and I have an opportunity to push back. Or maybe you think I'm gonna lose, so come back and watch. Tell me what you think. Hope you're excited to see it. HeirofCarthage, signing out.